Hi guys, welcome back to Momentum, the podcast where I sit down with interesting and successful community members in order to have conversations that will inspire and empower the next generation on their journey to success. I'm Victor Braca, and this week I'm thrilled to welcome Julie Maleh, the incredible entrepreneur behind JUS by Julie, onto the podcast. What started out as a single green smoothie blended in her kitchen has grown into 16 thriving retail locations, serving juices, salads, smoothies, and more natural whole foods. Julie shares the challenges of turning her passion into a business.
We open, it's this huge store, and all we have is juices. I don't know what I was doing.
She also reflected the importance of staying true to her vision, even at a large scale.
Follow your heart and believe in yourself and stay consistent and do what you do best.
Julie spoke about the vital role the community played in her success.
The support and the loyalty of the community. I don't think there's anywhere in the world that we have that.
From blending green smoothies at home to building a brand that shaped lives and inspired healthier living, Julie's journey is a testament to perseverance and purpose. If you're interested in the food or retail industry, or if you just want to find out how Julie turned her passion into an amazing, successful business, tune in to hear her incredible story and the wisdom she has to share. Enjoy. Julie Maleh, welcome to Momentum. This is so exciting.
Thank you. So excited to be here.
So for anyone who doesn't know you and your company, give us a brief introduction. Who are you? What do you do? What does your company do?
Actually, it all started with juices.
Hence the name.
Yeah, juice. Yeah, until we put the name together, JUS by Julie. But I was like 50, and my kids were all grown up. I had one daughter home, not married yet. All the rest were married and grandchildren. And I was hands-on grandma, loved being around the kids, but I felt at the time that I wanted to do something for myself. So I was, I said I love nutrition, like and health and everything, and I wanted to, learn more, but I didn't want to go back to college that age. So I saw it on. I was asking my daughter that was home with me, Danielle. She was like 16, 17, and I told her to help me find something like online. So we searched, and they had an online program, Integrative School of Nutrition. And I'm like, I don't know if this is for me, tests, this and that, college type. So I called, and it was like really the perfect fit. It was like an online program. You go to like seminars, and you get to meet like all these like holistic, healthy, like people, scientists. So they all come to the seminars, and you learn every dietary theory. So you choose, and every person is an individual. And that really interested me because I felt like, every person has their own, what works for them and eating. And I loved, I followed this program, and I joined it, and it was like, you pay, but you could get your money back. No, like I hate making commitments.
Right.
So I started it, and it was like, I couldn't get enough. Like it was like online. You get like an iPod.
Right.
And you listen to all these programs about health, and you learn, and you go to the seminars, and it was like the energy that I got from it, but never imagining anything. It was for my own personal experience. I said, if my family becomes more healthy, it's to teach me.
Yeah.
So I picked up from it that you need greens to have, like, for your body to work the most proper way from the morning. And plus also my husband, he had cholesterol issues, so I introduced the greens. I would bring, buy everything,
Right.
The spinach, the kale. Those days, 12 years ago, kale, it was like not even existing, hardly. So I created this juice, and I was like a smoothie actually, because the fiber. And my husband was home. He actually had just closed up his company and said, we have 2 sons. He said they'll go on their own, and I'll just find something to do. He was also like 52. And so I was giving him a green smoothie every day, as part of my learning program. And that's what I took from it. And he would drink, I would drink, and we felt like unbelievable from it. But, so I went, it's so funny, like I went to our, internist, and he was asking, I actually went for myself. And I asked him, what about Caesar? That's my husband's name. I go, what about Caesar? What's his levels and everything? They were high. So he was checking them, and he said they went down like 80 points.
Wow.
And I was really consistently giving him the green juice every single day.
Right.
I was like, I couldn't believe it. So I felt like, wow. So I'm a person that loves, if something's new and great and I love it and I feel passionate about it, I need to share. So I was going to the gym every day. I was giving everyone the recipe, telling them how I felt from the juice. So, because also I never ate breakfast, and they say when you should eat like a queen in the morning and a king in the morning, and in the dinner, that's when you eat less. So your nutrients you get in the morning. So I was doing the green smoothie, and I shared the recipe with everyone. Actually, this was in the center. So my niece also, she's very health-minded, Fortune, and she, anything I tell her, she does the same thing. She believes in me. So she was going to drive high to Maleh Tower, and she was telling her, oh, my aunt, she swears by this juice smoothie, whatever. I don't know how we connected, and she's she always said people came to her and told her they want to sell this. She was a great, she had a dance studio. So we connected, and she's like, okay, let's, what do you want to call this smoothie? What do you want? She's putting me into the business mind,
Right.
And I'm like, call it lean green blend. This is, so I go, because I feel like you get lean, and it just helps all the health benefits. She goes, okay. She goes, we're going to do a Hanukkah package. And they had, I don't know, shuf.com, remember? They had this thing, you put, and you sign up on the internet. Instagram, maybe. I don't even know what it was. I wasn't even into the computer, nothing.
Right.
I'm so old-fashioned. So she said, we're going to put this package together. Okay, so I started blending smoothies in my apartment with my husband, and he's he gets the whole thing together. You just put it in his head, and he's got the whole business, plan together, So we didn't even know what we were doing. We were blending the green smoothies, the lean green blend, we named it. We go to her dance studio when there was a class, and I'm talking to everyone about this smoothie and telling them how I feel from it. They sign up and they prepay. And now here we are delivering smoothies in cups.
Wow, you just threw yourself into it.
Yeah. Now my daughter, she worked in kitchen caboodles also. So they did the package. Everyone prepaid. It was 6 smoothies for $30, and they get one every single day. And we used to go to the houses and drop them off early in the morning. He would be blending. I'm I'm connecting and with the phone, just texting people,
Right.
address, this, that, code, drop it off. We're going with our car, driving. So now they did the first 6 days, and now everyone these girls want the drink again. And I'm like, okay, how are we doing this, So my daughter also, Marcy, she's very, she worked in kitchen caboodles, and she's exactly like her father. They're very business oriented. So they're she's like, we have these carafes. They're these glass bottles, lucite type, and covers. We put labels, went to Staples, because I'm getting all these calls now for this
Right.
for this juice. I had like 30, 40 customers from Marlene's Drive High.
Nice.
So she really like set me up.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have ever like, did it.
Wow.
And so I was, every night I would message. I don't know how I had that like courage. Like every night I would, text everyone, you want juice tomorrow? It's every 2-3 days. It finishes. It was like, what's in this juice that their body actually craved it. And that's what, like I learned, and that's how I felt, and
Right.
I really believed in it. And my husband with his cholesterol and the points, like I felt like I was onto something, and my husband knew he had a vision, So now we're doing this like the milkman, getting up, he's making the juice. I'm going from house to house delivering, I know all these girls, so like I knew that this one leaves her house 7, she wants her juice already before. She goes, Exa's running from house to house, dropping, talking to them about the juice early in the morning. Like, I don't know what I was, like, how I had that, like,
Love that.
courage, but I also felt like it was like my calling, because like I just felt everything, the timing was right.
Yeah.
And that's what I was doing. That's how I started juice. That's how I only started with the juices.
Right. And you believed in what you were selling. I think that's a very important part of it.
Yes, and I really used to talk to these girls every day, and they really gave me like like we connected, and we would talk about the juice, and then they would tell me, oh, maybe we should do like juices, like juicing. And I was like, no way. I go, I'm not into this. I feel like, it's like you're starving your body. But then I did a lot of research, and I believed in my juice, and my husband knew that there was something there more than just the juice.
Right.
So he's like, he sees me going, and like, I was like taking, like they would pay me. I have no regards for money. I would take the money, put it on the seat of the car, and you would see just, crumpled up money, getting paid, whatever. And he's like, we need to start something. And he was available because he had just closed his company. I'm like, no way. This is my hobby. We've worked together. We've done stuff together. We did a lot of things together, but I love what I'm doing. Like, I just love it, and I love sharing, and let's leave it at this.
Right.
He didn't want to.
He didn't let.
No, because he had a vision. So I said, you know what? Go online, look for bottles. I'm going to create different smoothies to do like a cleanse. We were looking at like Blueprint. They had so that's why I was like against it, because Blueprint had like juices. But the way I designed my cleanse, because I didn't want to have people like after 3 days they do juicing. I didn't want to call it a cleanse. Mm-hmm. And they were doing juicing, and then they would like starve. That's not the message that I wanted to put out there.
Okay.
So my juices had fiber. You actually got full. So we designed like 6 juices. He did the whole put together online bottles. He made his own labels for the juices. We got we went to Trader Joe's. You know how they have like a 6-pack of like different kind of like, especially holiday time. We took the 6-pack, we bought them, and we were delivering juices in like 6 bottles, like for 3 days.
Right.
In those cartons till we like looked online.
That's
and like
great.
It was like everything clicked.
It's like makeshift packaging in the beginning, and then once you establish it, yeah.
We cracked up. We couldn't believe it, but there was people, everybody wanted it, and exactly. So that's how we started the juices. Then one day I'm outside of the center with a cooler and my niece, and they're like, we need more ice. We need, so now we're selling the juices it's like selling it from the car.
Right.
We had like a whole get up in front of the center. I can't believe I'm so shy, and yet I had such a passion, and I believed in it so much that I didn't feel that way when I was
you just wanted to share it with people, spread it to people.
Exactly. So now when my husband, I asked him, could you get me, we're always like doing things together. I'm like, okay, could you get me ice? And he goes, when I drove up and saw you outside peddling this juice, he goes, I have to get my wife a store. And I was like, no way, no
Right.
way. I'm going like another business. Like we were in and out of businesses. Like I was always on his side, like opening, closing, And I
Right.
said, we opened 99-cent stores. We had resort stores. Like we did so many, because I got married very young and we were always like a team,
Right.
So now I'm like, now he's like, he wants to get me a store, and I'm again, step up Marcy. Like I told you, she's exactly like her dad. So she's in Jersey. We were going to deal for the summer. And she's like, Ma, there's a store in Allenhurst. You have to look at it, So I'm like, I don't know. I'm very like laid back with these things,
Right.
So my husband, of course, ran to deal, looked at the store, met with the landlord. Even the landlord, he was like, we're still in it for the summers. He's like, does juice justify the rent? And now
Right.
I got nervous and everything. We just had juices. So I said, I don't know, does coffee justify the rent? Cravings was across the street. I said, no, whatever. I felt like, okay. We open, it's this huge store, and all we have is juices. I don't know what I was doing.
And how did it do? How did the store
We
do?
put like a curtain. It was half like empty, so I think we leased it out to Kitchen Caboodles actually, and it did great.
That's great.
It did great.
Your
Like
first summer.
it was our first summer. We got help. My other daughter, Esther, works. My kids love working. They all have the same work ethics, like their dad and I, and so it's in their blood. So they worked, and then I was doing towards the end of the summer, I started making like salads, like 2-3 salads. That's it. It was the first summer, just like we just introduced like 3 salads. Now we have like 50 different types of salads.
So you start with juices, you get into salads. I wanna slow down, like zoom into the process a little bit. What are you feeling at this point? Your husband pretty much forced you to turn your hobby into a business.
He did.
And you seem to be happy about it with your kids. You're working with your kids.
Yes,
It seems to be
loving
fun, a
that.
good time. And the store's doing well. So like, how are you feeling at that point?
No, it was amazing. Like it was the rush, and like every single day wanting to get up and just have and I still feel the same way today, and it's like 12 years and I feel exactly the same way, just keep going and be consistent, and and in between, you get a lot of like, different up downs and everything,
Right.
but we just stay the course and my husband's very positive. I like get little like, scared to make decisions, but he's always pushing, and when other stores, other business people do the same thing, and you get a little like, oh, I don't know, but it keeps you in your game. Like I always look at it in the most positive way, and consistency. My husband always said, like,
Love it.
you got to be consistent.
I'm very excited to announce that this video is sponsored by my mother, Rachel Braca. My mom teaches canasta to people of all ages. It's a really fun game that brings together people in a dynamic and engaging way. No matter your age or your expertise, anyone is capable of learning. It's a great opportunity to socialize with friends and family. My mother has 20 years of community experience. She's taught over 100 people. If you would like to learn canasta, learn a new skill, get together with your friends, you can email rachelbraca@gmail.com. Again, that's Rachel, BRACA, @gmail.com. She's the best. Back to the episode. Love it. So you just mentioned consistency, which I love. You also mentioned work ethic before. Maybe can you go over throughout your years in business? I think if I'm not mistaken, you have 12 locations, something like that.
Something like that.
Great,
yeah,
amazing.
really
Congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
So throughout your years building those up, can you go over maybe a couple of the lessons that you've learned working with your kids and building up a company out of your hobby? What have you learned from that?
So I learned that if you have a passion, you have to really stay and really believe in yourself, and use all your like strengths, whatever comes your way, setbacks, you just focus on what you believe in. And
Yeah, and you clearly believed in the product.
clearly believe in my product.
Throughout your opening up of 12 locations, you mentioned that a lot of times you get nervous when making a decision. How did you overcome that fear? I mean, going from a hobby to, to 12 locations is a lot. It's a lot. And managing all of that and, pushing yourself to open up in Manhattan, and Lakewood and places like that. So how did you overcome that?
So one thing is I always want to help my children in any way possible, and seeing them growing makes me so happy. So my husband, I let him make all the business. He makes all the business decisions, and I'm more still the mommy type, and want to give this one that, and I want them all to have everything equal.
Right.
So it's a very good balance between me and my husband. So I just like being that in the beginning, he started it, and I didn't want to. I always say that, I give him all the chavod, that he should, and I just trust him and respect him, and that's what keeps it always. And I think that's what helps with my kids, because there's always obstacles, and it gives them their strength to, keep on going and doing.
If you had the opportunity to talk to, the youth of our community, which I hope that's what this is, then what would you tell them?
So, like I have my sons and my son-in-laws now, we were so, our lettuce, when we made salads, we really we follow the hashgacha, and
Right.
we always have one son that he wanted, and then my son-in-law opened in Lakewood, and they wanted to have the best hashgacha tops, so they opened up it's we have the highest hashgacha, CRC, and through all these processes. And I feel like the way my children see our balance at home and work, and they know how I am, they know how Daddy is, and it gives them a lot of strength to also push themselves, and I feel like that's a message that you just stick to your course, because at the same time you have a lot of people coming into the same businesses, and even my children tell me, Ma, just focus on what you do best, and that is really key. You shouldn't drift away and think, oh no, other people are doing the same thing. I mean, no two people could do the same thing. People know you for who you are. I feel like my theory of the nutrition background, what I put into, it's different. Everyone has a different. You should never think that someone could, take from your parnasah. This is you, and we always tell each other, and that's what gives us the strength to keep on going and opening more. You could just I thought we were like a mom, and we were going to stay like a mom and pop. So I give my kids that strength, and I feel like they help me by keeping on going and, and growing.
Amazing. I want you to tell me about a setback, your experience, and how you overcame that. More importantly, what did you learn from that?
So we started with the juices. We had a factory, and we started full force juices. We were doing cleanses, selling them online.
At what point did you switch from creating them yourself to moving into a factory?
So actually, yeah, we started in my apartment. My husband would be doing the blending.
Right.
And we would be selling them. Actually, I would do events, go to Cedarhurst, bake sales, and then my husband decided that it was really growing. It wasn't going to stay small, so he partnered with my sons. Actually, my sons and my son-in-laws, because I believe that we should all be equal, girls, boys. So we opened up in a huge factory, and we were selling juices online. It was really the right time. We had to actually close Corona time, because
Right.
all the factory people left, the people that were making the juices. It was a great business. I feel bad that we didn't, pursue it after Corona, but so that's what gave us more strength to just all open up retail stores and put our strength more on the juices and salads, and that's what made us open more Juice by Julie stores.
Right, and after that experience, no more online juice?
Right, but I'm very positive thinking.
Right.
I said maybe this is probably not the direction that we should be going in, and we put more strength into the retail stores. And also I love it because what I get out of it from the beginning till now, it's the same for me. And seeing the kids grow in the same path, and what I really want out of it, because I love helping people.
Yeah.
And every day different people tell me things like, wow, I'm able to stay kosher. People travel with my salads. They stay very fresh. The lettuce stays good. They'll go traveling and they'll bring 6 salads with them, and you're able to stay on a kosher and younger. And now you see young kids coming in, it just keeps on growing and turning, and we know we're on to a good thing.
Have you considered franchising as a way to expand?
Of course. My husband, not me.
For sure.
So we franchise now.
Oh, you do franchise?
Yeah.
Very nice.
And that's also, so I leave it all to him because I just like my part, not in it for the money, even though, of course, it's Baruch Hashem. It changed our life, it helped us. We were, we had a lot of setbacks together,
for sure.
Building.
I think that's an important theme across all successful people who start their own companies. They're not in it for the money, right? Like you said, you have the passion for the product, which is underlying, and then when the money comes, you grow and you rinse and repeat. But that's not your main focus. Yeah, I think you started, you wanted to spread this amazing product that made you feel great to the whole community, and I actually want to touch on that for a second. I want to go there. So we were talking about community before we put on the cameras. I want you to tell me a little bit about how being a part of the community helped kickstart.
I'm very lucky.
Yeah, tell me. Helped kickstart your company. No, go ahead.
So, actually, the support and the loyalty of the community. No, I don't think there's anywhere in the world that we have that, and I think that's why I'm here today.
For sure.
It's the same customers from day one still come. They like, are you sick of me? They tell me I'm here every day. And I'm like, no, you're not the only one that's here every day. That's what it is. It's like, they feel healthy. They feel good. I would ask a customer, men come in, buy their own salads. People, it's a lifestyle. For me, Juice by Julie is a lifestyle. And I feel like people feel that with me, and they understand it, and they feel the same way coming in, buying a salad. It makes them feel like they're on a healthy regimen, and that's the message. And without the community supporting my passion and understanding it like I do, and it stayed that way because that's really what I believe.
Yeah.
People come in and they tell me, they see me eating a salad, they go, you're not sick of your salads? I'm like, you don't understand. I said, I travel with them. I very rarely eat anywhere else. I like to know what's in my food. And it's really how I feel. I put 150% in every salad that's in my store. I don't just, it's so funny. My husband, he's like, when we make the salads, sometimes he'll tell the factory, listen, we're short on romaine this week, try to be a little more conservative. And I'm like, I call up the factory, I'm like, Modesta, you can't listen to what Caesar says. I said, because my girls, they love to chew. They know what they're eating. They know my products. If it's a little less, they feel it. I go, we can't do that. So I'm very much into the product being perfect every single day. I'm in there shifting my salads, checking my salads. That's my part of Juice.
For sure.
And my husband, I let him do his, he does it all. But because it's like that, it's a great balance, and it keeps everything. And because of the community, if I wasn't like connected with, I feel a connection with these people, and I feel like the way I feel, I want them to feel. I want them to be happy from this out. Like, I get very happy eating a great lunch, and it's like a regimen every single day, and I live like that, and I want everyone else to be like that. And
Hi guys, you know the drill. I'm going to ask you really quickly to please subscribe, like, comment, but most importantly, share this episode with a friend, a family member who you think would derive value from it. We're really trying to spread the podcast as large as possible. We're trying to impact as many people as possible, and we want you to be a part of that. Thank you so much, and back to the episode. So when I told my sister, Vivian, she's 10 years old, she's in 5th grade, that I was interviewing you, she got so excited. Juice by Julie, no way. That's so cool. So she has a question for you. I'm going to relay that from her. And the question was, you know, all of her friends, she told me, know about Juice by Julie, which has got to be very cool for you. You know,
wow, it makes me
like
wow.
5th grade girls, yeah. You know, they know about the company, and I want to ask you the brand that you've built up. You know, obviously a lot of it has come from just caring so much about your product, really making an amazing product. But what do you think have been the top things that helped you build a brand, such a valuable brand to the community? Juice by Julie is a brand name at this point. So how did you build that up?
So I feel like people know me since I'm younger. They know that I'm very health-minded. They have a very big trust in me. And like, I feel like when people come in, like they see me on the floor, like I'm like wiping. It's not so nice, but I'm wiping tables and cleaning and fixing the salads, and they're like, "You're Julie?" And I'm like, "Yeah," you know, and like a simple person and passionate about what I do, and I just like, I think that people feed off that, like they just see it in me, like every single day. And so remember when you like wanted me to do this public speaking, and I'm just like super shy, I never did. I want to get myself, of course I love that there's children that like, that's what makes me so happy. Like I have videos of like all the kids, like it looks like a bus came, like, you know, and like I just like flourish from it, you know, and I talk to them, and like I'm just Julie. But this Hashem, it all came from, it's all about timing also. It was a good time, you know. I feel like whatever is meant to be, timing has to be right. And I don't know, I just feel like people believe in me because I believe in myself. And if you just stick to what you believe in and follow that path, you'll be very successful.
I love it. I love it. And on that note, I think what inspires so many people about Juice by Julie, your story, and is the fact that you've built a brand, a company that started in the community. It's expanded even outside of the community, you know, but it was from your passion. So I want to ask you, like, nowadays, people like me, 18, 19, 20 years old, who are graduating high school and college, a lot of people are worried about the intersection between following your passion and, you know, doing what you love and potentially turning your passion into a business, but they're worried about, you know, the money. Where does that fit in? You know, am I going to be able to provide for my family, yeshiva tuition? All these things are a big question for a lot of people. What do you say to these young men and women who are worried about this?
Right, so I exactly felt that way all the time. I'm very scared to make the next move. I started out with like a $20 blender.
Right.
Then we got a more expensive one, and then my husband came home with this like big machine, like $600, and I think I had a fight with him. My kids thought we were going to get a divorce. I was like, no, you can't. Like, I was very scared to spend money, you know, and like big babies. First of all, you have to make baby steps, but follow your heart. Like, if you believe in something, you know, no two people are alike in anything that you do. And if you believe in, you know, like, we started from a juice, like, like I say, like, but it's like, of course, Hashem and the beracha. But I feel like if you just follow your heart and believe in yourself and stay consistent and do what you do best, and like, don't go off track. Like, you know, like, I remember I started in this, like, my store was like 2x2, and it was just it was just, they would pick up. I didn't even have a place for them to sit. And they would pick up a salad, and people used to ask me, like, where do they go with their salad? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't ask because I don't, like, I guess they go eat with their friend. Like, it was like all just, like one thing led to another. Like, look how we started from the juice, added a salad. Like, but you have to stay the course, believe in yourself, because there was like, I had this, like, my little first store. And then other stores came nearby and opened the same exact product. I mean, one day I told my husband, like, if you would, me, myself, if I didn't look close to this salad, it was like an identical Juice by Julie salad, but it really wasn't, because if you would eat it, it wasn't my salad. So you have to really, trust your instincts, stay with what you do best. Don't fall off the course and try to, like, if something throws you off, so my kids would tell me, Ma, just like, so that even made me stronger. Like, things like that made us much stronger. Like, I said, you know what, we have to expand, because God forbid if we're just dependent on what's, one store and the community business, we have to, so we went to other communities, like more other neighborhoods, and we expanded that way because it was our livelihood also, So I just believe, so my son said, Elliot, he said, Ma, just, do what you do best. Don't look elsewhere, and focus on what you do best. And you know what? There's 7, 8 people that open the same type of business, but no two businesses are alike, and you have to stick to what you believe in.
Amazing. Love it. I wanna shift towards, I know that you and your company, you like to put a focus on community in terms of she brought down our organization. So maybe can you touch on that a little bit? Why is the community so important to you? You touched on how it helped kickstart your business, but why is it so important to you fundamentally? And what are some of the ways that you try to give back to the community?
So we always try to give back through organizations, leftover salads we give to orphans, and I feel like I spread my salads like any way that I can, but more in a way that knowing that everybody's understanding and appreciating it's not just a salad in a container. It's not a business. Like, I would never let that, of course it's a business, but the passion is never it's like, we have Juice by Julie made with love. Like, it's made with love. Like, I'm very connected. I don't let it drift away. Of course we need, my husband runs the whole backbone, which is the most important. If there's bake sales, auctions, we're always putting our salads out there.
In opening 12 locations, I know I start every question like, I
don't even know if it's
from
12,
the first to the 12
whatever,
locations,
it's
11 to 13,
7.
Whatever, plus and minus a couple. But,
yeah, exactly.
So throughout your journey, a lot of people struggle with delegation, right? They open up their first store and they're doing everything themselves, and then all of a sudden, 3rd, 4th, 5th store, and they have to hire help, they have to hire managers. Did you struggle with that, and how did you deal with that?
So that was my biggest struggle. I love doing everything myself. I don't like asking someone to do, even when it comes to anything. I'm in the store that needs sweeping, wiping up. Like, I don't know, I can't tell someone to do something.
Right.
In a way, it was good, but you can't grow that way because you're going to burn out. So, we, of course, hired a lot of different people, but they, after getting interviewed, it has to be somebody that it would, need to be somebody, everyone that came to work, I told them, this business is built on customer service. I made it clear to them that it's like you have to be like are you a people person? Like, I used to ask anyone that came to work for me. I think every girl that I meet, like, I go to Aruba, I was like, she worked for me. Every girl, but it was great experiences. The young girls, they got to see that, like, oh wow, regular person, like, like she's in the store every day, like, they see that you work hard, you stay with it, you don't just, build a business and walk away. I believe very strongly that you have to, be there all the time, stay connected, especially if you're opening in neighborhood stores. People like to connect the brand and with the whole concept of, that's what I feel like, that's what I'm building on. And even my kids, I tell them, if you don't stay in your locations, connect with people, let them know really, they have to know how it started, who we are. Like, it's not just a store selling salads. We're not that.
To close up, we have a signature question. The show is called Momentum, and we called it Momentum because we want to get the ball rolling for the youth, for anybody who's ambitious and entrepreneurial to start their own venture. I want to ask for you, what was your momentum moment? What was the moment where you saw what you were doing, it was picking up steam, it was gaining momentum, and it caught on? What was that for you?
So I would do a lot of like events, and I would do a smaller size salad, like for Flatbush. Like, they would call me and ask me, could you? It's like holiday time, and we're doing like a auction, and could you do the salads? And so I would distribute like 200 salads, and then they would have like left over like 60 salads, something like that. So it was Avi Hulu's wife at the time, Alay Hama, and she said, I know a place that we could have someone pick up the salads. So they picked up the salads. It was an orphanage. And after that, I got a personal phone call saying, I'm gonna like cry. Like, they're like, you don't know, we have someone that distributes each salad to each girl, each person. They were young children, and you don't know what it does. So they called me, and then they wrote me like a whole letter of how Juice by Julie salads and healthy, and how they felt about it, and how each kid, like waits for it, and like, that keeps me like knowing what I did, like
Has an impact.
Yeah, like, I still get those, phone calls today, same orphanage. Like, it just makes me know that what I believe in is so real, and
That's amazing. How does that make you feel? I mean, that you've built something up that people really, really value.
yeah, so it's, I wish everyone could feel like that when they're, working, because it's, it inspires me every day. I'm so excited to go to work every day and see the people. Like, it's like my family. Like, I go to work, and like, that's what I do, but I don't feel like it's work.
Right.
And
amazing.
it's like going to a wedding every single day and meeting new people, and
right.
Connecting, and keeps me going. I love that.
That's great. That's great. Julie, thank you so much. This was great.
Thank you.
I think I hope the people watching really learned a lot. I'm sure they did, because we covered a lot. The story was amazing. Starting from being so passionate about the product, still being so passionate about the product, but now you have, however many locations, 10, 12 locations, huge. So congratulations. I'm sure the whole community is looking forward to seeing what you have for us in the future. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, community, for always supporting me and their loyalty.
Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Momentum. Julie's story is a powerful reminder that following your passion, staying consistent, and trusting your instincts can lead to incredible success in life and in business. Here are just a few takeaways from our conversation. First, believe in your product and let your passion shine. Julie's passion for her green smoothies was so contagious that she started by giving them away for free to friends and family, spreading her enthusiasm and belief in her product. You have to believe in your product if you want to succeed. Second, start small and grow step by step. Julie, like many others, didn't begin with a grand plan. She started with a $20 blender in her kitchen and focused on making one great product. Over time, her consistency and willingness to improve led to the growth of her business and the addition of new products like salads, packaged goods, and more. Throw yourself into it. You're not going to feel ready in the beginning, but you have to get started, start small, take baby steps, and you'll get there. And finally, lean on your community for support. Julie emphasized how vital the community was in building her business, from her first customers to the long-time regulars who still visit her stores today. As Julie said,
The support and the loyalty of the community, I don't think there's anywhere in the world that we have that.
make sure to utilize your community. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to check out my conversation with Sophia Cohen, the founder of Urban Pops, a thriving ice cream pop company based in New York. Sophia, just like Julie, started her food business out of a passion for health and an urge to share her creations. In that episode, she opens up about the challenges of building a startup from a tiny apartment kitchen, balancing entrepreneurship with raising a family, and her advice for young adults who are ambitious and want to start their own venture. Again, that's the episode with Sophia Cohen, founder of Urban Pops. You can find that on all platforms by scrolling all the way down. It was the second episode I did of this podcast.
She was like, oh my gosh, these are incredible. This is incredible. What is this? My boss knew that I was great at finessing. 3 months later, I got a $3 million order. I broke the account. I remembered sitting down and going, oh my gosh. And that was the moment we realized that it could be a real business. As a woman, I find it to be very difficult. By the way, I forgot we're even on a podcast. I don't know, you could add that in, you cannot add that in.
We're keeping that in.
And I was like, oh my gosh, holy moly. We got it. And that was how it developed.
Enjoy, let me know what you think. And finally, if you haven't already, please share this episode with a friend who would enjoy it. If you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please rate the show 5 stars. It really helps spread the show to new listeners. And of course, make sure you're subscribed so you're notified when a new episode drops. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.